would say I was probably a typical teenager, good at times, not so good at other times. I had nobody else to sort of pull me along. I've got no other siblings attached to me or anything like that. I'm a single child. In ballroom, you have the waltz, the quick step, foxtrot, waltz, and Viennese waltz.
Right.
In Latin, you have obviously the cha-cha-cha, the jive, paso doble, rumba, and samba.
Right.
So they're the sets, two separate sets. Yes, I've done acupressure or acupuncture.
Right.
Okay, again, to see how the meridians are activated during the Chi practices.
Right.
नमस्ते हजुरहरु सम्पूर्णमा न्यू लक्ष्मी ज्वेलर्स चाहिँ सबैभन्दा पुरानो ज्वेलर्स ओल्डरसट युके मा छ र विश्वास र गुणस्तरको अर्को नाम न्यू लक्ष्मी ज्वेलर्स थ्यांक यू
Dear viewers, Namaste. This is Prakash Gurung. Today my guest is inspiring personality, Mr. Alan Chivers. You're watching Gurkha Media. I would like to welcome you all in my show. It's called Atithi Sambat. Mr. Chivers was a football captain in Aldershot Farnborough district when he was a teenager. Later on, bronze medalist in All England Ballroom and Latin Dance Championship in 1983. He holds a green belt in Karate, Dan 3 in Kung Fu, and he's a regular practitioner of Tai Chi, Qigong, and Pingu Gong. He got a lot of distinction certificate with various subjects. And he's a very inspiring, motivating person. And I would like to share his experience and his achievements with Gurkha Media today. I would like to welcome Mr. Chivers in also the Atithi Sambat in Gurkha Media. Alan, welcome to Gurkha Media, Atithi Sambat.
Good morning, Prakash. Thank you
Good
very
morning.
much.
How are you?
I'm very well this morning. Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for asking me to share my experiences with Gurkha Media and your community.
Thank you. Alan, you have so many, the talents. So I'm a bit confused where to start our talk today. So I would like to go back to your teenage, right? Were you a good boy in your teenage time, and how good you were in football, because you're a football player as well?
I would say I was probably a typical teenager, good at times, not so good at other times. I had nobody else to sort of pull me along. I've got no other siblings attached to me or anything like that. I'm a single child.
Oh, you're a single child in your family.
I'm a single child,
right,
so
okay.
I didn't have anybody to turn to. As regards to football was my outlet, which I enjoyed immensely. I started off with the juniors. When we finished the junior school, we won the league, and we also won the equivalent of the FA Cup that year, before I progressed to senior school. When we got to senior school, we then obviously had to be chosen and go for trials for the football team. I was fortunate enough to have that trial and was selected. And I was also selected for the Aldershot and Farnborough district team and became captain of the team for the under-12s, 13s.
So how long you been the captain in the Aldershot Farnborough district?
3 years.
3 years.
3 years on the ground.
Did you really enjoy that time?
No.
As being a captain?
No, I was okay. I played at the back. I was a bit of a hard man
Right.
when it came to football.
So you were the pillar of the team?
Yes.
All
yes.
right. That's good. Right, Alan, you are a keen martial art, the student as well.
Yes.
Yeah. And you learned karate in your early age, right? So what did you achieve during your karate, and why did you learn karate?
I achieved discipline first and foremost, and how to control any anger issues that I might have had when I was obviously growing up. And also it was a way of keeping fit. That's what I used karate for.
And obviously the karate, they have a stages done, it's called a belt.
Yes.
So what belt do you get? And they have a style as well, don't they?
Yes.
So could you more elaborate on it?
Yes, the particular style that I studied was Wado Ryu, and Tatsu Suzuki was the Grandmaster.
Right. Okay, and you get your green belt.
Yes, when you first start, you start off with a white G and a white belt.
Right.
What you need to do, you need to have 3 separate grades within that white belt, little black sashes which they're attached to the belt before
Right.
you move on to the other grades.
And you change, the martial art karate to kung fu,
Yes, that's correct.
right? And why did you change, and when was that?
I changed in 1972. I found that karate wasn't going to take me.
1972.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
absolutely. Karate wasn't taking me where I wanted to be. What inspired the Kung Fu was there was a series on TV called Kung Fu with David Carradine. And that inspired me to seek and search for a Kung Fu school.
Right. And obviously they have a stages, don't they? Then what stages after you qualified or gain the achievement in Kung Fu?
Similar thing, you start off with a white sash, then you get to a green sash and then a black sash.
So it's called sash.
Sash, yeah, for Kung Fu it's sash, with karate it's called belt.
Oh, right. Right. So you're really good at the martial art, right? So let's talk about the ballroom and Latin dance, which is very inspiring and exciting. Make me excited today to have you here. When and how did this start in your life?
Right, this goes back to every summer or Christmas we used to go to the local summer Christmas balls. And everybody was getting onto the floor and dancing, and we thought, this is great, but why aren't we dancing? So we were...
So you're talking about your other half and yourself?
Yes, my wife Teresa and her friend and her boyfriend.
Right.
So we were sat at the table, and there's a word we use in English called, we sat there like lemons.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw what's going on. So what we decided to do, my wife Teresa and her friend saw an advert advertising a course of 10 dance lessons at the local dance school in Farnborough. So we signed up to them, and that's where I got the bug to start dancing.
Could you remember what year roughly that happened?
Yeah, 1982-83.
Right. Then you find yourself it's not good to sitting back and watching others enjoying and dancing. So
yes.
Then after that, you made a decision to go to your local in the club to learn the dance.
Learn the various dance, learn the basics.
Yeah.
So at least when the final dances came, we could get up on the floor and enjoy ourselves like the other people.
Right, Alan, this ballroom and Latin dance thing, obviously you were joined to the club, and obviously it wasn't easy to, they learn the dance. But as you mentioned earlier, you are, already on the martial arts. They learned a couple of them. So that really helps you to your, the movement, the dance.
Oh, absolutely. The flexibility was there to start with. We just needed to learn the steps. Also, it was inspired, I don't know whether many people knew this or know this, that another Latin champion from Hong Kong under the name of Mr. Bruce Lee was a Hong Kong Cha-Cha-Cha champion back in 1958.
So when we saying Bruce Lee is not the...
Yes.
The action, the hero.
Correct, it is.
So he was a cha-cha-cha dancer.
He was a cha-cha-cha dancer, and he was the colony champion in 1958 of cha-cha-cha.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so there's a crossover between ballroom and martial arts.
Oh, right. So it's a good combination between the martial arts and the ballroom, the dance.
I think so, yes.
So we also find yourself is a very, they related.
Yes, it was easy to transcend or go from karate or martial arts to ballroom, in my case.
Yeah. And could you explain more about the the ballroom and the Latin dance? I heard that there are lots of the styles and the different types of dances within. So could you explain more to our viewers?
Yes. Internationally, there are 10 dances. There's 5 ballroom and 5 Latin. The ballroom section consists of...
So each have their 5 dances?
5 dances.
Right.
Yeah, which are internationally recognised.
Right.
Okay. Could
you name them?
Yep. In ballroom, you have the waltz, the quick step, foxtrot, waltz, and Viennese waltz.
Right.
In Latin, you have obviously the cha-cha-cha, the jive, paso doble, rumba, and samba.
Right.
So they're the sets, 2 separate sets.
So to go to the competition, you got to learn all these, the 10 types of, the dances.
What you find is most people will learn either ballroom or Latin. It's hard to try and do, obviously learn both and perfect both. So people tend to stick to one that they're good at or they enjoy most. I was fortunate, I had a partner that we used both Latin and ballroom.
Ballroom, right. So back to the time when you were learning this, the ballroom and Latin dance. So obviously you had a partner.
Yes.
So was it your other half or someone you had a partner who did dance?
No. It's my wife wasn't interested in dancing, but her friend was.
Right.
So we got together initially to start off, and we enjoyed it so much. But obviously, we got full support as our dancing careers moved on. We got full support from my wife.
Oh, right.
So
Okay.
it's very understanding.
Yeah.
Sometimes because some of the dancing can be very, very intimate.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
because it's a very close,
Yeah.
intimate, they dance.
Absolutely.
So sometimes some stages it can be find a bit awkward, when your family
Yeah.
or your other half sitting and watching your movements. So did you find any difficulties during that time?
Fortunately, no, but that I've seen that with people in competitions where people look like sort of the red, what we call the red mist appears.
Right.
But we've had full support from my wife.
Right.
So.
So obviously, you took took a part in the competitions in your, the social events. Did you receive any good results? And could you remember that your time?
Yes. The first competition always sticks in the mind. It was a competition held at the Hammersmith Palais in London, which was a renowned venue for gigs, pop gigs, as well as dancing. It was the first competition we entered. There was about 40 people in the competition.
40 pairs.
Yeah, 40 pairs.
Right.
And it was only the Latin competition we entered, like testing the water to see, what the competition scene was like.
When was that?
That was about 84, 85.
Right.
So there was a lot of it was done in the 80s.
You are very famous in 80s.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, hopefully, yeah.
Did you get any position in the London Championship in Hammersmith Palais?
Yes. What they do is they whittle it down to 6 in the final. Okay, and we came 6th.
Oh, that's out of 40, you become 6th.
Yes.
Your pair.
Yes, our pair.
That's good news.
We were over the moon. We were really, really elated.
Right. So that was your first, the social competition.
Yes, it was. Yes.
And you become a 6th out of 40.
Out of 40 on the first.
So I can imagine that you were really you and your partner, your dancing partner, were really the good dancers.
Yeah, we must have been because we did make the final, so that spurred us on to continue with the dancing.
Right. Okay. And after that, definitely you progressed your competition, you took other part. So which was your biggest achievement in ballroom and Latin dancing in your career?
It was obviously the national finals that were held every year in Blackpool. They're usually held at Easter time, but what you have to do, you have to qualify the year before to be able to be chosen to compete the following year.
Right.
And what we achieved, bearing in mind this is all through the country, from north, south, east and west, we came 3rd in the ballroom and Latin competitions nationally.
Right, that's excellent news. So could you share that, how did you feel that time Mr. Chivers and your dancing partner become the bronze medalist? How did you feel in that particular time?
Out of this world. It's very, very ecstatic. We couldn't believe it. It's as if somebody we won the lottery, basically. Everything came together, everything was fine.
So where your other half was watching you dancing on the floor?
Yes.
Lucky.
She was jumping up and down.
All right. Okay. So we are in very exciting, the conversation, your ballroom and Latin dancing and your achievements. I'm so impressed with the achievement, Alan.
Thank you very much.
And let's change the topic now. Could you tell us more about your journey with the Tai Chi?
Yes, that goes back to the end of the 90s, early start of the 20s. As the Kung Fu got harder and harder, the mind was willing, but the body was beginning to ache a bit because of the obviously extensive training I used to do. So I was looking for something a bit more relaxed and refined, but still within the confines of martial arts. Now, I'd seen an article on National Geographical about Tai Chi, and I thought, well, let's investigate this to see what this is about. And saw all these people in China and even in London, various other places in the UK practicing this Tai Chi. So I decided to sign up and see what this was all about. That was my start. That was my first start to learning Tai Chi.
So you learn the practical bit on the Tai Chi. You also do the online courses and something about the Tai Chi to learn and understand more deeper.
Correct. Yes, it's okay doing the forms and learning the exercise. How do we need to know about the exercise, the theoretical side of it, and maybe the spiritual side of it as well? Hence, I did the online course from the British School of Yoga.
Right.
Okay, and became a BSYA Tai Chi Associate Practitioner after that, and achieved that in 2001. Okay, with distinction.
Oh, so well done. That's good. Then after Tai Chi, your interest moved to Qigong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What made you and that? Why?
With Qi Kung, the Tai Chi, what I would call is the physical exercise. The Qi Kung is the internal exercise.
Right.
Okay. Everybody has the internal. It's the engine that drives everybody. Is the Qi inside the body. I needed to learn how do they harvest that? What's the function of it, as regards to the physical side of it and also the mental side.
All right. And obviously you done the courses.
Yes.
Besides of your practical on the Qigong as well?
Yes, done the practical, and the same thing, entered the Centre of Excellence, again to learn more the theoretical side and go into it a little bit more deeper, and again gaining a distinction with that as well.
On the Qigong as well.
The Qigong as
So have you done any diploma courses on other subjects in the online?
Yes, I've done acupressure or acupuncture.
Right.
Okay, again to see how the meridians are activated during the Qi practices.
Right.
And also there's the meridian psychotherapy side of it as well, which looks at people's reactions. Like there's a section in there called EFT, Emotional Field Therapy. People who suffer from trauma or stress may not like medication or cannot react to medication. However, activating the meridian lines and the Qi channels within the body, the emotional side, can have great help with some people.
So you're moving one pillars to other slightly and more insight on it.
Yes, yes. They're all connected in some way.
Right.
You start off with the Tai Chi, the physical side, Qi Kung, the internal side. Acupressure is to repair the Qi Kung or the meridians lines. Then obviously the psychotherapy is the emotional side, the brain side of it all.
Right. Okay. And recently you are practicing, the Pingu Gong.
Yes.
What is that?
Right, that's an exercise that has been practiced, believe it or not, for over 3,000 years in China, Taiwan. The founder of the Ping Shui is Li Feng Shan. He's a Taiwanese Qi Kung master.
Right.
Okay, and it's called what they call a swing arm exercise. Would you like me to demonstrate it?
No, that's fine. We have a time constraint. And what is the benefit of this, the Pingu Gong?
Yeah.
You said the arm swinging exercise.
Yes. What it does is it's been scientifically proven that it activates the endorphins within the brain. So the brain becomes more active, which then if the brain's more active, it then sends signals to the rest of the body.
Oh, is it amazing? So that can be done by any age?
Yes, it's not suitable. Well, it's Western exercise is not always suitable for people. This is suitable for everybody, from a little baby to somebody who's disabled, age, everybody. It suits everybody.
Right. Right, Alan, let's talk about well-being. You look so healthy and active.
Yeah.
I don't mention your age, that would be can be rude. So excuse me that.
No, that's fine.
And what is driving behind this?
What's driving this is my sleep pattern. Yeah.
What do you mean sleep pattern?
Well, scientists say you've got to have 6 to 8 hours so the body can relax. I disbelieve that. I have 4 hours per night, and that's my limit.
What do you mean out of 24 hours a day, you sleep only 4 hours?
Correct.
And that make you enough rest, enough sleep, and you're fresh?
Yes. Yeah.
So how it happened? Could you explain me more?
Yes.
Explain to viewers more.
Yeah. What it is it's a combination of the Qi Kung and the breathing exercises. What I tend to do is when you're in bed, you lay flat on your back and you breathe slowly in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then hold it in for 4 seconds and release for 6 seconds. Now, if you do that constantly, what it does, it lowers the body's temperature and it also lowers your heart rate. So if you lower those two combinations, you fall into a deep sleep.
So how long is that happening from when you were a child, or
No.
when did you start this technique?
I've been doing this for probably 25 to 30 years now. It's a thing you must practice to get used to it. It doesn't happen overnight, but again, it suits my body and what I do.
It's amazing. You got to teach us, to have a 4 hours rest and have a life.
I've tried sleeping like some of the people I know, 12 hours, and I've felt a lot worse. I've had no adverse health effects. In fact, I feel more, upbeat and active.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Right, Alan, you are amazing, the personality. You're very inspiring to us, for everybody. And we have a time constraint, so we're coming to end our conversation, sadly. What advice would you give our viewers?
My advice would be, if you have goals and aspirations in your life, doesn't matter what age you are or what health you're in, you can achieve anything you put your mind to. You must have a positive mental attitude, a PMA as I call it. Also, although I only have 4 hours sleep, in those remaining hours, I look after myself, I do mahjong, crosswords, read books, keep myself busy. So I keep the mind, body and soul active. There is no reason why, if I can do it, you cannot do it. It is down to self-belief, and always believe in yourself.
Right, such an inspiring word at the final, Alan. On behalf of the Gurkha media and personally myself, would like to thank you very much for coming to share your experiences and your achievement with the viewers. And hopefully we'll see you again in some deep into the subject matters in your different aspects. What you have so many contents. So again, all of our Gurkha media family would like to thank you very much.
And I'd like to thank you, Prakash, for inviting me, and also Gurkha Media for allowing me to spread to your community the experiences that I've experienced throughout my career, and also thank Milan as well for taking part.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaskar.
नमस्ते हजुरहरू सम्पूर्णमा न्यू लक्ष्मी ज्वेलर्स चाहिँ सबैभन्दा पुरानो ज्वेलर्स ओल्डरसट युकेमा छ र विश्वास र गुणस्तरको अर्को नाम न्यू लक्ष्मी ज्वेलर्स। थ्याङ्क यू।
सबैको मनभित्रको समाचारको लागि गोर्खा मिडिया युट्युब च्यानललाई लाइक, सब्स्क्राइब, कमेन्ट र सेयर गर्न नबिर्सिनुहोला।